Oh, the pump is glorious, the pump. Oh, ha, ha. Ah! I almost got the cameraman. Oh, I didn't though. I didn't get the camera. You're scared, right? You're scared. I can see it. Okay, cool. And cut.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
So welcome back to Unnatural and Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the pump. And is it good to get the pump all the time? Because that's what they get stuck in, the pump trap. That's what I'm going to call this, you know, the pump trap. Now, I'm not saying getting a pump is a bad thing, because getting pumpy and lumpy in the gym can feel good. It can give you that positive biofeedback response that you get from training. And it does show that the muscles are getting worked in one way. Like you are pumping blood flow to that area, and at the same time you may be hitting the endurance fibers. You may be hitting extreme exhaustion and fatigue. Well, this will give you a good pump. Oh yeah. And this will give you a good pump. Yeah. And this too, yeah. More pump. More pump. I'm so pumped now. I'll be so pumped. Oh, the pump is glorious, the pump. But just because you're getting a pump doesn't mean you're getting bigger, right? I mean, sometimes you could just walk stairs or do some sort of simple movement that's more endurance oriented, and you can get a great pump, but that doesn't mean you're going to be putting on muscle mass, because of the one thing people forget is that although the unnatural guys can benefit from getting a pump all the time, I mean, they can lift lighter and they can a lot of them tend to put on muscle mass from this. It's because their hormones are at a certain level, and those hormones are actually stimulating the muscle mass in order to create the size, right? The hormones are actually sending signals to those muscles. But as a natural bodybuilder, you need to send signals to all the muscles yourself. You have to do it manually. It's like your analog versus digital, right? You have to do it manually. So when you basically train with heavy, you break down the muscle tissue, and then when you train with light or do these type of supersets and giant sets and that sort of thing, then what you're doing is pumping blood in that area so you recover more effectively. So the one thing I noticed is that when I just went light all the time, because I tried lots of experiments in my 30 years of training, like 34 actually, but I tried lots of experiments where I just went light for periods of time, and I really wanted that to work so badly because I got a good pump and I got a good burn and it was really tough. But I found that I started to shrink, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? There's something missing. So I noticed that only when I incorporated heavy weights from time to time and then some light weights did I start to get the benefit of both worlds. Mounted. So one of the reasons why I'm saying that you cannot chase the pump all the time is exactly what I just said. At some point I noticed when I was doing chest training, such as bench presses, when I stayed with the 30 rep, 40 rep, 50 rep ranges, I noticed that I started to lose a little bit of size. And only when I started incorporating 5 to 8 rep sets and 10 to 12 rep sets did I notice that my chest started to grow. But it was one of those things where I had to constantly change the rep ranges up. If I didn't change the rep ranges, it's almost like I hit a plateau. Now again, for each one of you, this is going to be different. One of you might notice that doing high reps 80%, 90% of the time is going to be the perfect scenario for you to put on muscle mass. So basically, for the most part, you chasing the pump is going to give you the results. But other people, they're going to notice that if they chase the pump 80 or 90% of the time, they're going to lose muscle mass and lose strength. So you have to really do an experiment and find out which body type or which constitution that you have in order to know what is the right thing for you to do. But one thing is for sure, chasing the pump is not the secret to muscle gains. That's not the entire picture. So those of you out there that are saying, hey, if I don't get a pump, then I'm not really working the muscle, well, that's not true, because a lot of times when you're using heavy weight, you'll notice that you don't necessarily get a pump, but there's a deeper type of soreness or a deeper type of fatigue or muscle breakdown that goes on that is also necessary for building muscle mass. Mountain. Now, one can also apply this principle to soreness, because a lot of guys in the comments, they're talking about muscle soreness and they're saying, hey, you know what, I'm not getting sore from this workout anymore, so there's something wrong with this workout. If the workout's not getting me sore, then I'm not getting muscle mass. Again, that's not necessarily true. I got a way that you can get sore. Is this going to help me get muscle? Hey Jason, you can get sore like this. Because if I go for a jog right now, like if I just run around this lake or whatever, I'll get really sore from that. But does that mean that's going to be the ideal thing to put muscle mass on? No. The thing is, soreness is not always an indicator of muscle mass. The type of soreness, maybe one could argue, could be a factor, the type of soreness, but there's a different type of soreness associated with running long distances or doing endurance work as opposed to heavy muscular damage work that is known or experienced during heavy rep ranges or heavy weights that you're lifting. So it's good to differentiate between the two, because if you're just chasing soreness for the sake of soreness, I mean, you might be getting results in all different directions. I'm working out here. This could be like the one workout that makes my channel take off. Watch, see, little rocks. See, now that we're all locked down by the totalitarian governments and all the commie regimes and whatever, we have to just take rocks in our yard and just lift them up like this. And sure, you might be getting in shape, but you're not necessarily getting in bodybuilding shape, and that's the whole point of natural bodybuilding. Mountain. So basically, you get my point. Discerning where the pump is coming from is important. It's not necessarily about blood flow, because blood flow is necessary for all types of exercise, whether it's endurance or whether it's power type exercise, but it's not going to be the indicating factor of whether you're going to gain muscle or not. Now, again, I recommend, just like I do on my workout programs, so you can see right here, I got a lot of workout programs on my website. I always mix the rep ranges up. I don't keep them to one rep range or another, and this is why. Because I do believe there is a synergy between the pump and the deeper muscular soreness in the fast twitch fibers, and blending the two in your workouts, maybe not necessarily the same workout, but through your program itself, whether it's one day you do heavy, one day you do lighter or medium weights. I believe in blending those rep ranges up, and that's what you're going to get the best results from over the long run, and that's what I found for myself. So yeah, find out how you should mix these rep ranges up by experimenting. Find out if you do 80% heavy and 20% light, or vice versa. Find out if that's working or how you feel. But it really is important for you to understand that mixing up these rep ranges is a very effective way to get more results from your training. But one thing I want to say to you guys is that make sure you don't use rocks from your own yard because they're toxic. But funny enough, I have rocks in my yard that are not toxic that I can sell to you for a measly $49.95 a rock. All right, so just order from my website, naturalglambodybuilding.com, because I have studies that show that your rocks are poison, but my rocks are the good rocks. You know what I'm saying? You could trust me. I'm out of here. I hope these guys fall for this shit. I hope they fall for it. A lot of people out there are really stupid. They'll fall for this shit. I know they'll fall for it. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. That's what's gonna happen. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helps you out in your training. And thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalglambodybuilding.com. Mountain.